I'm ready.
I'm here. I'm eating breakfast while I'm here.
ready.
Alright, so I'm just gonna start my recording. Okay then, recording has started. So, where do we last leave off?
We went to sleep.
We were traveling. Let's try to remember last session. It was kind of a hefty one. We started last session with the aftermath of the cloud fuck.
Sure.
We then continued traveling
Mm-hmm.
in not particular order. We found some monkeys that they wanted to throw things at us, and we ran from them. What else
Yes.
happened?
You also found a bunch of plants that wanted to be very friendly,
Oh yeah, no touchy.
and they touched a bunch of things. But at the same time, you guys experienced good weather, and y'all did manage to clear extra hex.
Yes, we did an extra hex because they were good.
Mm-hmm.
We
So
avoid a combat somehow. It was the monkey one or other one?
you avoided the monkey combat. You walked straight into the touchy plants.
We walked into the bad touch plants, but we noticed the monkeys and ran away.
I feel like something else happened. I don't remember though.
Astra has no memories of any of this.
Oh right, the area where you're resting, you found a rowboat in the middle of the jungle.
Ah, yes.
Yep.
Row.
And asking Asaka about it, she informed you that there was a shipwreck on land somewhere to the northeastern direction. A shipwreck known as a narwhal, and there is somebody who stays there, and she does know the person.
Narwhals,
Yeah.
narwhals swimming in the
But
ocean.
she doesn't really want to go there.
We have the feeling that she knows him personally and doesn't like him. And I need to ask for a minute BRB because I think my cat made a disaster.
Oh no.
BRB.
All right, sounds like cat.
Narwhals, narwhals
Sounds like
swimming in
easy.
the ocean, causing a commotion.
Because they are so awesome.
It's more like in the middle of a jungle than the ocean.
Hey, I don't make the rules.
I'm back. Was nothing.
All right. So you all set up camp near the rowboat, and you all do get the night passes. You all do get your long rest. You all wake up in the morning to some small, light amount of rain. So with that, let's begin the crawl. I assume everything's the same. So Roy, please give me your survival check, perception from Gray, and and also survival checks from Esther and Lestrana. Okay, excellent. All right. So with Roy leading the way, south, right? I should ask that first.
Yes.
Okay. Y'all begin heading south and begin noticing that the mountain that you're beginning to approach is already within view. Uh, who? Lestrana, please give me 3 d20s. Oh, excellent. You managed to avoid combat today. You managed to avoid all encounters today.
Yay.
So you begin making your way closer to the peaks as they begin to come into view through the tree lines. You begin spotting it through the tree lines, sorry.
Hey, 50th NAV 20.
Yep. And Azaka would just let you know that barring any incidents, you should be reaching Kursaba the next day. Alright. So start of a new day. Okay, for the start, this particular start of a new day, once again, everyone, please give me the same rolls of survival and perception. Okay. 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 So with a 13, Roy, fortunately, with a cliff in sight, it's pretty hard to miss the direction. So the party does take a bit longer to reach the base of the cliff, but you do reach it eventually. Hold on, trying to mess around with the map layer.
You fool! Why would you do such a thing?
I wonder why. Gray. As you all begin to approach the cliff, side of the cliff, side of the mountainside, you kind of glance up, and you do kind of notice that there appears to be a bunch of things flying near the mountainside. With a 23 in that roll. You can tell. You can't tell exactly what they are. It appears that there are two groups of flying objects, kind of darting around each other. Feels like combat. This is about 400 or so feet in the sky.
Can I use Gray's history as a soldier to try to decide whether that's a military drill or an actual fight?
Sure. Well, there's sure a lot of things flying around.
Separate but similar question. Does Gray get the feeling that these are just guards from the city?
Hard to tell the distance.
Gray might be short-sighted.
Well, the other problem I just realized that because y'all did take a while to reach the mountainside, there's actually currently no rain and there's actually daylight, so you are actually having some trouble seeing right now.
Oh, if that's the case, I might have had to roll perception with disadvantage.
No, because I can't do it at the start of the day. The day started off with a bit of rain.
Okay.
So I'm just taking it on average.
Yeah.
Type of stuff. Yeah, so I'll just keep that. Both net 1s and net 20s are legit.
Yeah.
Okay. But that being said,
too bright. Turn sundown. Where's the rain?
But that being
Oh, friend
okay.
Cobble.
Alright, so but that being said, with Azaka kind of helping you make a way around the mountain. You do eventually find a path that leads up, with the word path here being very generous. Okay, hold, there's a descriptor for this somewhere. It's not very well maintained. Knowing you, the party, you know that this being an Arakroka habitat. Any ways to climb up the mountain is not well kept, as the Arakroka, they themselves can just fly over here.
Understandable,
Up.
but
Mhm.
rude.
Yeah.
Also, they must have strong upper arm strength because carrying all of their random cargo into town would be exhausting.
Okay. So there's box text here. So glancing up, an ancient monastery overlooks the jungle from its perch on the cliff of a tall plateau. That's where you're looking up to. There are a couple of stone steps and rickety walkways that lead up, and they also kind of you can kind of see the wooden walkways connect from building to building that's been embedded into the cliff itself. But the lowest platform that you can see glancing up is also roughly 500 feet up.
Do I feel like do I feel like how dangerous does it feel to climb up? Like just like it's not gonna be comfortable, or is it like climbing a cliff and you will be at your own risk of falling off?
You know what? That's a good question. Would everyone like to give me a perception roll?
More or less dangerous than the fire?
I'll use that as a comparison, but everyone just give me a perception roll.
Disadvantage?
For you, yes, I believe, because of sunlight sensitivity.
Oh no.
Fuck.
So much for disadvantage.
Yeah.
Just double checking. Sunlight sensitivity is all checks. Oh, yeah. It's not all checks, but it does include perception rolls, definitely.
Perception
Yep.
rolls that require vision during the day.
Yep, and that's exactly what I asked for. All right.
Attack and perception.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So, Roy,
Yo.
glancing up, you kind of feel that you can make out a path that will
Mhm.
eventually lead you up to the lowest platform that looks stable. I'm just going to use that word here. All right.
Mhm.
However, you can tell there's probably a few areas which might require a bit of finesse or just brute force and just climbing up a slight wall. Should we say that?
Okay.
But in your eyes,
Mhm.
this is probably the most optimum path.
Mm. Best path to climb up.
It's kind of like maybe 70% just trying to walk along narrow pathways. Then the last 30% might involve climbing and trying to not fall off a slightly narrower area.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
So I pointed out to the group. I'm like, I just tell them like, this is probably your best option for getting up, unless somebody's got an alternative that they'd like to present.
I raise my hand.
Yo.
What what if we ask them to lift them up us up there?
Mhm.
Mom always carried me.
No.
How friendly do these Aarakocra look?
They're in the middle of
Well,
a
you have not
military
seen
drill.
any so far. They
No, they're
are
over there. They're in a
500
military
feet up.
drill.
Can I go to the nearest rock of the cliff and knock on the door? Say hello.
Okay, you summon a sandworm.
No.
We walked without rhythm.
No. I quest assume was just a bit and nobody's home.
No sandworm. Sandworm bad.
We walked without rhythm and we attracted the worm.
I'll just throw in that when you reach the area, Azaka will volunteer to stay behind and take care of the pack animals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Can
she is not
could
gonna climb this.
could we hand wave that if we need something on the pack animals, we have it for purposes of this town and ju- uh, and making sure that's not like if we get teleported or something like that, all bets are off. But
Mm-hmm. I would say that's probably the more general items you might have it, but if it's something specific, we'll see then, right? It's something that we can argue if in the future if something does happen.
okay,
Wait,
yeah, because I don't want to go to the minutia of saying, okay, I'm carrying this, I'm carrying that, I'm carrying this, I'm carrying that, and I'm overloaded, and let's see, blah 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 blah.
I understand. Okay. One last thing to add to one last detail to add to this particular location. Given I do technically have two 20s in perception. Uh, for Gray and Roy, within the jungle area before the a slight clearing towards the cliffs, the mountainside, you do notice what appears to be a bit of a campsite. There's like a small little clearing and what appears to be remains of a small campfire.
Um, so obviously can't say there's not like a sign saying, "Hey, wait here to gain permission to enter the city." But does it look like the campsite's been used today, this week?
Give me a survival. Okay. With an 18, you can tell that it's probably been about a week. A week since this camp was used.
There's nothing to say who it was used by, just campfire, signs of movement of the dirt and stuff, but not like, oh, the nameplate of John G. Griss, Backstabber, and a Crocoherator 304.
No, there's been other tracks of random animals who have kind of entered and left the camp. So you do know that this particular campfire was used about probably a week ago, and not much more than that.
Mhm.
Gray shares that information, but isn't certain if they should go up or wait. Gray
I
does
don't
point
know.
out the grouping, because I can't say fight, I can't say drill, the grouping overhead. Do one of you have spotlight? Too bright.
Can all of you roll me a d20?
Random ass D20.
Yes, I'm just looking for the person the lowest roll.
Should You should ask for that many d20s that early in the morning.
I know, but
It's bad for your
sometimes
health.
random stuff has to happen. Okay, let's try now. As the five of you kind of contemplate your options, there's a loud crash roughly 10 feet away from you as something heavy falls from the sky. And
How
yeah,
startled are we?
that depends on you. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna decide for you on how startled you are.
Meep!
I
And
will decide how startled I am upon
okay,
a bit closer inspection of what it is.
all right. So as you inspect the crater, because yes, this thing has about left a small divot in the ground. It appears on first glance to be a pile of stone of sorts. Could you give me an investigation?
Wait, who?
Oh, excellent. So looking through the debris, uh, at the different shapes and interestingly carvings, you kind of eventually put together that whatever fell down appears to be almost like a statue with wings and a strange clawed face. And with a 22 investigation, I'm just gonna say that you kind of quickly deduce that this is, whatever this thing is probably a gargoyle.
And this one doesn't look like it's functioning anymore.
And now it's a gargoyle.
One rock
Fired.
falls exactly on top of Esther.
You're fired.
I wonder if this is a good sign or a bad sign.
Well, it wasn't an Arakokra. So I'm assuming that some of those up there are Arakokra and some of them are more of those.
I wish I could help, but it's kind of far. I squint my eyes. I cannot. I. I don't want. Hi.
It's a little far for me to shoot at them.
Should we go up? Should we take refuge? Should I talk, Taki?
Um,
I think they're gonna start dropping things on us. I have a feeling.
That would be rather rude.
Fucking
well,
birds, man.
I mean, up there is where we intend to be. It's what we came here for.
Mm.
And we were invited. And that person said that they're gonna fly here to tell them that we were coming.
Yes, it would be very rude for us not to pick them up on their very kind offer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But for the rest of the time that we're climbing up, I'm gonna try to keep lookout and see if the birds try to drop things on us.
Alright then. I'm just gonna make the assumption that you all do the same as what you all did with Firefinger and just secure yourself to each other.
We are
Our
expert
thinking.
climbers now.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to make any sort of roll. We nailed that last time. We have skills.
There goes all
Alright.
my featherfall charges.
Okay. So in the book, there is a series of skill checks in the book, but I'm just gonna skip over the section and do it myself. So Roy already passed the first one, so that's good.
Are these the make the roll or die?
Hold on. I'm modifying it such that you guys have a better chance of succeeding. All right. So you'll begin to make your way up the cliffside, following a path that has been directed to you by Roy.
Where's our boy?
About an hour or so passes before he stops stops the group, and you'll see that at this particular side of the cliff, you'll kind of glance in front. There are what's the words here? Wooden be beams that probably used to support the walkway, but they are kind of spaced out, roughly. It's like 30 feet in distance, and there's like a bunch of beams in between every every couple of feet, and probably have to figure out a way to get across. So you kind of imagine there's like a 30-foot gap, and there are like narrow beams every 5 or 10 feet in between.
Is it currently raining?
No, your kobold is actually suffering from the sunlight.
That's true. Well, Aster can just make the jumps without even having to roll for it. Thanks, jumping rules.
How much far is it? What are the rules? Can I jump? What?
What's your strength score?
19.
You might be able to. The first
You
jump you could run, but the rest of them would be standing jumps.
Well, if you're jumping, I'll just ask for an athletics check. I'll say you probably loosened enough rope between all of you such that y'all don't have to jump at the same time, which is awkward as hell.
Awkward jumping as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is this descent into Avernus? Are we jumping to hell?
Can we, I assume we can, like, latch ourselves, not to everyone, but, like, to a place in the wall, so if we don't make it, we don't fall to our end?
So, Rashi, so you kind of examine the wall
Mhm.
because you're trying to find a handhold, and you kind of figure that if you want to, you could probably attempt to kind of scale the wall and just climb along instead of jumping. Instead of jumping.
Do I feel like that will be better for a dexterous person than a strengthy person?
No, actually both are strength checks.
Ah,
But the DC is different. I'm not gonna tell you which is easier though.
I think Rashi feels more secure by walking uh, side to side. That means she can be, one, tied to someone, and two, have someone tied in case someone else doesn't make it very good thingy. But I feel like there's the options, and each one can do whatever they feel better.
Mm-hmm. Each one has its own pro, maybe a con. I have not decided on the con yet.
Are there places I can secure the rope of climbing that we can use it
Well,
for?
you are along the side of the cliff, so if you want, you can always just ram a python into a wall, and you have a place to tie your rope to. Because you
I,
are still on the side of the cliff. The cliff is on your on your right hand side.
I feel like the rope of climbing could offer us some assistance
It will
or
be a bit
other.
trickier because you kind of want it on the other side of the gap.
Yeah, well, Aster can get over to the other side and help secure the pythons over there.
Definitely. So what's kind of the plan here?
Aster will just climb up after noticing that it can be done after Rashi was considering it.
Alright. So Esther, you're planning to head over first, ram a python in the wall, and have Lestrana string the rope of climbing over?
Yeah.
Okay. So for this, please give me, for Esther, please give me an athletics check.
Boo.
Okay. But you're still secure, you're still tied to somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would say you make it about halfway across. Before one of the rocks you're grabbing comes loose and you begin to fall, who would you be secured to?
Who has the
Actually,
second?
Me.
yeah. All right. So you're probably heavy enough. So Esther falls and Rashi, you kind of just noticing that you dig in your heels and you just feel a heavy tug against you. Esther,
Yoink!
you swing and hit the side of the wall. And just take some amount of damage.
Ouchie, ouch.
Oh shit. Okay.
Why
Bludgeoning
is
damage.
why is
I
it
did not
doing
expect the
this?
sixes. I you fell like the entire length of the rope.
Okay.
To be
But
fair, that's a lengthy fall. In real life,
yes,
that breaks bones.
yes. But
Okay.
but you fall and you kind of make you fall and you kind of start swinging and you grab to as close at the other side of the cliff as possible and you make your way up so you're now on the other side.
Aster acts
Mickey,
like nothing went wrong.
yes, you planned it where you wanted to swing your way over.
You
Mm-hmm.
have a cat look of, this was intended.
Hmm.
Rash is like, wow, she's so cool.
Right. So with Esther on the other side, you ram a piton into the wall, and Lestrana begins to use your rope climbing to string to the other side of the wall. I assume you're also ramming a python on this side, so you have two sides.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the rest of you now with a bit of a rope handhold, as well as a half a path that was shown to you by Esther. Y'all can begin to cross this gap. Also with athletics check, but with advantage.
Wait, we were
No,
supposed to
I.
see what she did?
we need to recreate that.
The swing is probably not required.
Wow.
Wow!
Holy be
Wow.
Jesus!
Jesus.
I'm glad you still have. I'm assuming you do have a rope attached to you as you're taking this.
Feather fall.
That's
Yeah, that's gonna be a feather fall.
I don't remember. That is something like 1 in 2,000 roll.
1 in 400.
Yeah, it's 1 in 400.
Is is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 20% chance times 20%, or 1
no,
in 20
5%
times 1
times
in 20.
5%. Yeah,
Yeah.
5 times 5%.
Oh well.
Holy shit.
He felt so bad that even tied to a rope, I'm feather falling him.
Okay, so I don't get to do what I wanted to. Uh, okay, how about the rest of you?
Nail grew two times in a row?
The promised land of a level up was right there.
Aster just looks at Roy and is like, was that physically possible?
Gray totally didn't see him fall, so Gray just kind of goes along the rope.
Okay, no, Rashi and Lestrana as well, please.
Gray just totally didn't see him face plant. Just do.
Okay.
I thought someone else was ahead of me.
Okay, alright, so I'll just go kind of in sequence of the roles because it's funnier. Roy steps off the cliff to grab the wall and immediately slips. And completely taken by surprise, Gray follows, because Gray is small and light. Fortunately, Lestrana, your feather fall catches both Gray as well as Roy. And you'll figure that it's probably just faster for both you and for Lestrana and Rashi to just go over and then just howl the two of them up. But you guys make it to the other side safely.
This will be faster and safer for all involved.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I made
But
the
yes.
jump, right?
Technically. So, arriving on the other side, Lestrana, I assume, retrieving your rope of climbing.
Yep.
You begin to continue upwards for another 1.5 hours or so, or just following a narrow trail. Before you approach an area, once again thanks to Roy, of what appears to be a bunch of wooden beams that kind of just snake their way over open space. Probably around 40 feet of just a narrow wooden beam of sorts. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
Mm-hmm.
I need to step out for 2 minutes because my mom came back. I could go and say hi.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys it's early, so we could do a break, or you can just go.
uh, I'm fine taking 5.
Could we please, Nikki?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No problem.
I-
Let's all just take 5.
Be right
I
back.
completely forgot I was muted. I was muted because I had many words about that awful dog shit roll.
As you prepared for a third robe to fall from the sky.
Yeah. Like I was getting ready to roll up a new character.
We were gonna be a new rogue sitting in the Arakora monastery.
You're so close to the level up. Please don't die here. Alright. See you everyone in probably just a few minutes. Yep.
Mm.
Karoo.
I have returned.
Hello, returned.
Welcome back.
Hurry for Featherfall.
Oh, how did I know that was going to be one of our most useful spells?
We're playing Tomb of Annihilation. That's how you
Not
know.
to, not to mention, I'm sitting here trying to figure out what my infusions are, and I decide on using making rope of climbing.
Mm.
That's already been so useful twice.
Mhm.
Walk.
Welcome back.
I'm considering acquiring breakfast.
Why consider?
Which is good.
Just consume breakfast.
Mm. I made something last night. I'm thinking, should I?
I'm trying to decide if I want to take my 4th level in Paladin or my 1st level in Warlock when we level up.
I got Chinese.
I will, of course, be doing Artificer because I really need that. I need more spell slots.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And at 5th level, I'll actually get extra attack.
I got Booming Blade, I don't need extra attack.
That gives me 2 chances to shoot things with my lasers.
Mm.
I'm
Pew
back.
pew.
C.
Hello.
Pew pew.
I'm sorry for the delays.
No, it's fine. It's
You forgot to turn your.
understandable.
You forgot to mute your mic.
Did I?
Yeah, we heard all
Yeah,
Yes.
about it.
we heard
Oh,
everything, but I don't understand the
God.
words.
God
That
damn
and
it. I am normally pushed to talk. One day I forgot my mouse where it's the push to talk. So I switched it to voice activation and forgot to switch it back.
Oops. Whoops.
that and at level 4, I get to have one more spell prepared.
Hmm.
Brunch.
Alright, so let's continue. You're currently standing kind of at the at a ledge. There is a narrow wooden platform for about 40 feet in length that leads to the other side. You do glance at the nearby wall, and you can quickly tell that there's probably not probably there's not enough hand grip for you to make your way along the wall.
How long is it? This path?
40 feet. 40.
Uh,
Fortunately, because you are close, you are still within the area of the cliff, so it's not very windy here.
Gray starts immediately hammering a couple of batons on this edge of the thin part.
Okay, and
it will help later.
He'll
Mhm.
let someone else walk into the blind darkness or blind brightness first.
Oh,
I
that is true.
I can go. I don't know how. I look at Lestrana like, what do I do?
Um, Lestrana looks at this ledge. hold on to the other end of the rope. And I will try to proceed to shimmy my way across this ledge.
Well, it's more of a balance beam they're trying to cross, but it's the same thing. Okay.
I can if it's a balance beam, that's acrobatics, not athletics, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was
Okay,
getting at. Yes.
I can try to make it across because I've got really good acrobatics, and I can secure a
Are you
rope to the
sure
other
you want to
side.
put that out into the universe? Because Esther has hell of athletics and rolled a 10.
So,
Yes, I'm.
so idea for Aster to get across.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, basically, so it's a balance beam.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, tie a rope around Aster and the beam and crawl across.
I can get across the other side pretty easily. I'm sure of it, and tie a rope off at the other side just to make Aster more secure.
Sure. So we'll do this step by step. So let's have Roy make his way across first.
Okay, acrobatics it is.
Mm-hmm. You just
15.
passed.
See, I
So
could make it.
yeah. So you gently make your way across. Barely a creak in the aging wood, and you reach the other side where you proceed to ram another python into the wall, and like previously, Lestrana, you begin to string your rope of climbing to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Gray is violently gripping the two pitons on this side with both hands.
All right. So in your own different ways, you'll begin to cross the beam. Whether is it just holding a rope or like what Esther is doing is just securing a rope to the bridge, sorry, to the beam and herself, crawling probably about 5 or 10 feet, has to untie herself and retie it in front of the beam and continue on. Everyone can give me an acrobatics check with advantage.
By cruel
I
world.
already made my acrobatics check,
Oh yeah,
right?
sorry. Yes, you already passed your acrobatics check, and because you passed, you made it easier for everyone else.
Goodbye, cruel
Huzzah.
world.
Uh,
Okay.
Lestran will be casting
Missing.
Featherfall again.
Oh,
But at least
okay.
this Aster is attached to the bridge.
Yes. Missing Gray.
Oh, I was waiting for Aster's fall.
Oh no,
Good
I'm
luck.
just kind of doing it in sequence because depending on what everyone else rolls, things can change. All right. So, sorry, Rashid. Acrobatics.
Ah, sorry.
So
That's
yeah.
3 less.
Okay. So Lestrana, you catch Esther and Rashi losing their balance and falling off. Rashi falls a bit further, but you catch both of them with your feather fall.
I fall?
Yes, you did. So,
Reference of 15 was barely making it.
so Lestrana, you look at the situation and you realize this probably should just do the same as what you did previously. So the two of you and Grace, quickly scurry along the beam before just howling. Probably the two heaviest party members are but also between the three of you, you succeed.
You
Heave!
heaviest.
Yep,
Ho!
Oh.
because the two of them are also in heavy armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So the three of you heave Esther and Rashi up to the other side.
This is very embarrassing.
Hey, Lestrana?
Yeah. I didn't die.
Is there a cliff behind me?
Somewhere.
Can I take another step?
What?
I think you should.
Blindness.
Okay. Hey, Lestrana, is there a cliff behind me?
Is there a cliff behind him?
Not behind him, but if Gray decides to take like 3 steps towards his left, he'll probably just fall off the edge.
Yeah, I was
Well,
role
I mean-
playing out Grace stopping and checking every step.
Yeah, I will direct and make sure you don't walk off the edge.
Heave. Is it safe? Okay. Another step. Is it safe? Okay. Another step.
Are you
All right.
that blind? You need sunglasses.
Yes, I do.
So
Or rain.
safely arriving on the other side of this ledge, you'll continue your trek, but it's pretty short. Around another 20 or so minutes, you begin to find platform walkways that that feels very stable after the past few hours of not stable. It feels solid. It feels like walking on solid ground.
Thank fuck.
I like
Mhm.
solid ground.
Yes.
I miss you.
I am trying to find the map. Okay. I just moved everyone to a new map. Please give me a second. I'm just dragging your tokens in. Can everyone see the map?
Yes.
I see blackness.
Scroll down.
It's at the bottom of the map.
Yeah, I see my token and blackness.
Same.
There we go.
Yeah.
This looks like we reached Cursabal.
It definitely feels like a place that's being. Oh, sorry. Rashi and Gray should be on the other side.
Oh no, we're in a Donkey Kong level.
Kind of. This is like one of those temples they can find in Tibet or China, for that matter. So you arrive on a stable platform. You begin to see the housing buildings that have been carved into the wall itself. And I'll say from here you can very easily tell on your way up that probably another 50 to 100 feet above you there is combat. There are a bunch of Aarakocras fighting a bunch of gargoyles.
Oh
That's
no.
Are they still
That's
in the
what
air?
fell from the sky.
Oh, sorry, Esther, you were saying something?
Yes, sorry.
Are they still flying in the air?
Yes. This is
Oh.
purely aerial combat for them.
Oh well,
Oh.
Aster's useless.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just saying that there's nothing Aster can do to help at this point.
How far are they?
About, I'll just say, I'll just split the difference and say they're about 70 feet up in the air. So if I were to just throw in a few tokens, right, they're roughly in this.
How many?
There are about 30 arrow croaker and roughly 15 gargoyles.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Is it possible for us to get closer to them by going up the platforms?
You can, though I'll just say as you approach, 2 of the gargoyles swoop down towards you.
I
All
will
good.
fire my lasers at them.
Excellent. Then we can roll initiative then.
Oh, here we go.
Once they are swooping down, can Aster use lay on hands to heal themselves?
Oh yeah, no problem. You can definitely do that.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
that was
healing myself
bad.
for 10 health.
And health.
I mean, your initiative being bad is better than my initiative being bad.
I rolled a 10.
Wow. Critical initiative.
There's a lot of crits today,
It's
whether
still
it's
only
a
an
1 or 20.
It's still only an 18.
I roll pretty badly for my initiative, so
We-
it doesn't make a difference.
We had our dice charged during these weeks.
I spent a bunch of mine yesterday.
Ah.
Then again, I didn't roll very well yesterday either. Barbarian, Reckless Attack, a 2 and a 3. Okay, so I'm still last in initiative. All right. So
Wait, I didn't click on my token.
okay.
I'm gonna change that to the 15 and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Are gargoyles fiends?
I
Sorry.
think they're constructs.
Fiendish.
So distance-wise, I'm just gonna play kind of loose because this isn't a gridded map. This is just kind of roughly a show position. Just to be clear on what's the positioning right now is that the platform you're standing on is roughly 6 to 7 feet wide. So while a single person can stand on it comfortably, you guys can still more or less squeeze past each other with no issues.
Okay.
But please don't fall off.
Oh,
That being said, Esther, as you all get yourself ready for combat, you see the gargoyles begin to descend upon your group. They are the 2 of them as they fly in. They are roughly 40 feet away from you, still flying in the air, coming down because they have not had time to reach you.
Aster will move forward and take the ready action to make a booming blade attack on one that gets within melee range of them.
All right. So Esther's preparing your action. Rashi.
So, how high are they currently?
I'll say they are 40 feet away from you diagonally up.
$40 away. Give me a second.
Triangle.
Oh, that reminds me, before I forget, Esther, would you like to give me a Nature Arcana? Since you didn't really do much on your turn, so just give me one of those. Okay, so you recall that gargoyles are elementals.
That makes sense. They're made of rocks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have that piece of information. Moving back to Rashi.
I summon my bias chill.
I
All right.
fire paper arrows at them because paper beats rock.
You can summon it with that 40 feet up, right?
60 feet.
Okay, no problem. Then make your attack.
I whack him.
Whack.
The sun got in your eyes and your spiritual weapon misses.
Oh man. That's a bonus action as an action. It's go.
Fine, there was lag.
Okay.
Mm, do I feel? Do I can see where to whom they are aiming for?
I'll say
I don't
from this distance, it's kind of hard to tell. They're just headed in your general direction.
Okay. I just try to be imposing and in the middle and try get me if you can.
Okay. Gray.
I did double attack. Gray first round in the middle of ally begins gargoyles about how they had this really cool fight with some dinosaurs the other week and they totally stomped them and you're going down next.
Okay.
And Gray pulls out their way too big of longbow and starts trying to string an arrow, but doesn't have multiple attacks in a turn, so. No,
All right.
basically.
Roy.
The buildings here on the map, are they, how do I put this? Are they decorative or can I actually hide in them?
Oh, so there is a wooden door to the building.
Can I kick it open without using an action or no?
I would say it's probably a kind of a free action. I'll just say that you'll probably use like I'll consider like difficult terrain for like that 5 feet.
Alright, so I okay, for the purpose of sneak attack, the gargoyles are above me, but I have cover from the rest of the party. Can I still make a sneak attack?
No.
Shit. Okay. Well, then I'm just going to impotently fire my bow.
All right. The thing is that the enemies have to be within 10 feet of you.
No.
Yeah, it's against enemies within 10 feet.
That can see
yeah,
you. So they can see you, but they're not within 10 feet.
They didn't do nothing?
Yes, no.
Well, it will do something once the gargoyles are close enough, but right now the gargoyles are still far away because their turn is last.
So wait, yes or no?
But regardless, 23 does hit.
It's
Okay.
no for a sneak attack.
Ooh. I rolled well.
Yes, but remind me, short bows are piercing, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Please put your damage type.
Oh.
In the that's what I can tell quickly.
Okay. Let me. Okay, I'll do that when it's not my turn.
Okay.
Okay, so now that I've got the.
Hold on.
Okay.
So Roy,
Yo.
you see your arrow impact one of the gargoyles,
Mhm.
and you were very confident in your shot. This is the type of shots you make on other targets, and the arrow usually embeds itself inside the enemy. But your arrow just plinks off the gargoyle.
Oh, this isn't good.
Resistance.
So, what you're telling me is that I have zero way of contributing to this fight.
You knocked off a chip, a stone. You see a stone chip flies off the gargoyle's shoulder.
Oh, this isn't. I don't like this. I kick a door open and then I hide.
All right.
X
So
off
you.
resistance to piercing on the big Pokemon weaknesses table.
All right. Okay. So you kick open the door and you hide inside. I'm just gonna make a quick description for Roy. You kick open, you see a small room that's probably 15 by 15 feet. There's random furniture around and a ladder that goes up.
14
Uh,
gargoyles just chilling.
yeah, there's a family of gargoyles inside waiting for you. That's Rana.
I'm gonna fire my laser.
Fire your laser. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you
16
say,
hits.
and you say that maybe we save a gargoyle.
Are you saying all flying people look the same?
Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa.
I was being sarcastic for Roy. uh, Lestrana, I assume you're shooting the same gargoyle as Roy.
Yes.
Could we
Alright.
have number in them?
Uh, so Roy shot gargoyle number 1. And Lestrana is shooting gargoyle number 1.
Thank you.
16 hits. And 12 lightning damage.
How effective does my shot appear to be?
As your lightning bolt impacts against the gargoyle, it kind of drops in height a little and begins snarling at you.
Yeah.
It's not very happy at you right now.
I'm gonna duck into the building with Roy.
Sure.
Roy's our boy.
Okay.
We'll just take turns shooting out the door.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Alright.
stare on that door frame.
I think I made an enemy.
Yep. I'll say that the three of you, basically Esther, Gray, and Rashi, you guys kind of surround the door, so you guys are kind of in front of the door right now. So the gargoyles can't get past.
Yeah.
The meat shields are standing in front of the doorway so the artillery can reach the flying creatures.
I'm sorry,
Exactly.
meat shield?
Don't worry about it.
Alright.
Don't worry about it.
I'm a scale shield.
Uh, Alright. So the two gargoyles swoop down. I'll say that one of them goes for the person making the most amount of noise. So red one will fly towards Gray. The other one will fly towards Esther.
Astra uses their
Okay.
reaction
Okay.
to make their prepared attack.
Go ahead.
And is Gray within 10 feet of this thing?
I'll say
I
you
don't
guys
know
are tightly knit enough for it to be considered within range.
Okay.
So please make your booming blade with advantage.
And
Okay.
so that's 11 slashing. And if it moves, 7 thunder. And since I don't know what kind of resistance they have, my weapon is magical because of the infusion.
The booming blade makes the weapon a normal attack though. It's sheath in booming energy. Okay, yeah, it's magical.
Well, yeah, the sword itself
Yep.
is magical at the moment because of the infusion from Lestrana.
Okay, hold on. The damage resistance on the gargoyle is a bit complicated. Give me a second to pass this. There's too many words for 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, perfect. Alright. So, as the use slash down with your greatsword, and it leaves a very visible mark mark across the gargoyle.
Yee.
All right. And the gargoyle will retaliate. The first is a bite attack, which is a 19.
That hits.
No.
Okay.
1 second.
Keep in mind
Interception.
there's another. All right. So
That's 12 less damage, right?
Correct.
Yep. So no damage done.
Do I get healed for 7?
No.
No.
But thank you for making the same joke that everyone makes, because I did the same. I made the same joke as well. All right. The second attack.
That hits.
Just 4 slashing then.
Okay.
The other gargoyle will make the same attacks on Grey. So a bite attack, a 12, which I assume misses,
Miss.
and a claw attack with a 14, which also misses.
Miss.
Okay.
Gray
Esther.
boasts loudly.
Yeah, I think something got cut up, David. Could you repeat?
Gray makes noise.
Okay.
Loud, short shit.
Aster is going to attempt to grapple the gargoyle that attacked them.
All right.
So that's an athletics roll, correct?
Yep. Contested athletics.
And 1 second. Yeah. It does not count as a melee attack roll, correct?
It's technically a. Oh no, it's not a melee attack. It's an athletics skill check.
Okay. So no advantage. But I grab him.
Okay. The gargoyle is currently grabbed by you.
I'm just gonna make sure he doesn't fly away so that everyone can pound on him.
Okay.
And
Dude.
back after I grab him, I'm gonna pull him back into the room. The other two. And just hold him there and be like,
So
"Hey, I
you're
brought
just
a-"
gonna drag him into the room.
Yep.
All right. I like that.
Be like, I brought you guys a target.
So the gargoyle is heavy, but it's really heavy, being made of stone. But you just drag the bugger into the room with you.
Are you serious?
Shoot it.
Well, I'll say the issue here with the room is pretty small, so the range users might have a bit of an issue. But we'll get to that once it's their turn.
I'm in the corner. Just stand in the other corner.
No, there's furniture in the room. That's why.
Stand on the furniture.
I already described the room as being cramped. Okay, so Rashi.
I want to commemorate my good meme. Okay. They deal with that one, so I'm gonna deal with the one kicking Gray's face.
Mhm.
So first, shield in the face.
30 feet, more than enough. That hits. 7 force damage. All right.
Let me see because spells are weird. Okay, I cannot use my shield and also use Searing Smite because they're both bonus actions. So, a normal mace to the face.
Okay. That hits.
Gong.
Alright. There's less of a thunk as your mace hits the gargoyle.
Funk.
Doesn't feel as effective as you want it to be.
Less
those
effective?
should be an advantage
Yep.
because you're beside me.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
for this yeah, you should have. This is still within the turn. Yes. So just roll them twice. If you, just to see if you get a crit,
No.
and once more for your special weapon. Okay, so no difference, no change.
That's my
Would
turn.
that be your turn? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Gray.
Um, so you can't stack advantage and disadvantage, so Gray doesn't have double disadvantage and advantage. Gray's just neutral.
Exactly.
Gray tries to mess up the gargoyle with the greatsword.
All right.
Do you understand the logic?
Yes, I do.
Does Moon Touch swords count as magical?
Yes.
It does.
Cool.
I can't have triple disadvantage either, so it's just neutral.
Yep. Game mechanics.
Why are you triple disadvantage? Because I'm an idiot.
And
Well,
you have like one source advantage, so that's good enough.
Yep.
well, there is a way to get double advantage in the game.
Lucky.
Hey,
Or
Aster, are you
being
within
a-
5 feet of the thing that you're grappling?
You can get double advantage if you're a half elf, or not
Yeah.
half elf, an elf with the two-sided katana or whatever. The scimitar.
The feed from Thanatars that also give double advantage.
Mhm.
Okay, so we change the scene back into the inside of this residential house. Roy, your friend brought you a present.
You hear from inside just a very indignant, "What the fuck?"
It's for you.
And
What
I'm
do
just gonna
Run.
say Esther is facing the gargoyle towards you, so you don't end up shooting Esther. So what do you plan to do?
I'm gonna use my cunning action to disengage and GTFO of this house.
You want to run out of the house?
Yes.
Sure. You you squeeze past Esther, who's holding onto a gargoyle. You
Well-
squeeze past Gray and another gargoyle.
The
Use me.
in the sadly being the rules person, the gargoyle would still get an attack of opportunity.
No, he
even faster-
disengaged.
Oh, okay.
He
Cunning
disengaged,
action.
which is why.
Could you attack the
and
gargoyle?
No. Bro, at this close, I don't get a sneak attack.
no,
I'm standing right next to it. Yes, you do.
He's literally. Aster is literally grappling it. How much more threatening can you be?
I give you the sneak attack by being here.
Okay, so maybe I wasn't
When I'm
clear. So inside this small 15 square by 15 square house, you were pretty much hiding on one side of the wall, correct? So for the
Mhm.
entrance, you're like on the right hand side. You were hiding on the left side of the door. You saw Esther come in with holding a gargoyle, and it being Esther will have taken a step towards the right. So there is a 5-foot gap between the gargoyle and you.
I just don't want to be in close quarters with a gargoyle. So on my way out,
Sure.
after I've disengaged, I take a sneak attack on the gargoyle.
The Esther is holding. Okay, good. Carry
Aster
on.
is here with the gargoyle.
Aster,
I drew.
I know, I saw. Yep. Okay, 15 hits, roll your damage.
Hey, Aster, wouldn't you
And-
get a part-time job at Postmates?
And like you just see the you see Roy just do the kind of the what the hell hands throwing
Hey,
up
And you
shouldn't you
gesture.
be
exit the
inside?
house.
Shouldn't you be inside?
Nope,
So,
nope.
Roy,
That is the bad
you s-
place. Yes.
you step out the house and you see two of your friends in combat with a gargoyle just outside the door. And you're just... I'll say you probably can hide behind one of them. Who would you like to hide behind? Because you're squeezing past a lot of things right now.
Yeah. I'm just like Is this better or worse? I can't tell.
Who would you like to hide behind?
Rashi.
I was gonna say,
guess.
I think Rashi's bigger.
Mm,
Okay, so you move behind Rashi. All right.
mhm.
Lestrana. Your cousin brought a gift.
It's for you.
I gotta shoot it.
Go
I
ahead
gotta
and
shoot it with
it.
the. Shoot the thing.
Mm-hmm. You, the gargoyle is struggling, and you thought you were about to hit the gargoyle, but it struggles and you miss and hit the wall.
Darn it! Sorry.
At least you didn't hit
Okay,
the Aster.
it's the gargoyle's turn. Let's see, what's the ruling on grapple? I can still attack, right?
Yes. You it just can't move unless it uses its action to escape the grapple. Which is another contested I think it's just straight strength on the contest.
Yeah, it's just straight strength.
Well, it's
No, it is athletics.
it could be athletics or acrobatics, I believe, to escape.
Yeah, if it's just trying to escape. Yeah.
But it does take
After
its
this-
action.
After this combat, I'm going to have some words with Aster.
Aster is about to fucking push Roy off this thing themselves.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna win on that.
Get us.
Some words.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do the gargoyle that's being grappled first. It's actually gonna attempt to shove you, Esther. So this will be a contested athletics again, unless you want to use acrobatics, which I don't think so.
No.
Yep. So this is contested athletics. Okay, we tied, and in the tie there's no change, so therefore it's still being it's still grappled by you, and it will just retaliate. So it will attempt to bite your arm since you're there.
That does not hit.
Yep. It's a gargoyle. It has a stiff neck. It couldn't turn it as much as it wanted to.
I'm about to ruin this gargoyle's entire day.
Okay, the other gargoyle who's outside, it's gonna go. The squishy one is hiding behind a tin can.
I'm always, as a rule of thumb, always try to be in the middle, being the most attractive one.
Yes, but there's
Attack
also
me.
there was a noisy one as well.
Look at me. No, don't look at him. Look at me. Look at me. I'm May's face. Look at me.
Gray kind of gives the shy little wave. Oh, hi.
On the 1 and 2,
Not
I'm
not
going
you.
for Gray. Okay, hitting for Gray. It'll attempt to bite Gray. 16, which I believe is
It is a hit because I dropped
miss.
the shield.
Oh no,
to
you don't have
do
your shield
great sword.
right now. Yep. So what's your AC now?
It's a 15 without the shield.
Okay, then that will be a hit. So 3 piercing as it bites down on you, and followed by a claw attack, which misses.
You're not nice.
Okay. Esther, who's having some friendly times with a gargoyle.
Aster's going to use all of their actions this turn. So first, Aster is going to move 5 feet so that they're in front of the door, so they're not in the corner. They're going to use their object interaction with their free hand to close the door behind them. They're going to release the gargoyle as a free action. They're going to use their bonus action to prep Searing Smite. Then they're going to use their action to Booming Blade. And as long as it doesn't critically miss. And then they're going to expend their Channel Divinity to give it a +10 so it hits with a 19.
Alright, because you do have that.
That's my other one, yeah. And so it's 11 Radiant and Fire, 15 Slashing, and if it moves, 1 Thunder.
Did it move last time for more damage?
It was a forced movement, which I don't think counts.
It doesn't.
So,
So 26 damage and 1 if it moves.
Maybe you want to be out of the room before that thunder hits.
It'll only affect it.
Okay.
Hold
I
on.
was gonna
Trying
say.
to do max here. Okay.
And
That
that's
was a
all.
lot
So
of optimizing
That
Kiwi
that was
for you.
all. That was all of the actions that Aster could have possibly done.
yeah. So Esther turns around, kicks the door closed with a heel, releases the gargoyle and slashes down. You cleave off the gargoyle's wings in a large slash, and you
Of
hear
fire and light.
the gargoyle screech. Uh, Is that all? Anything else?
No, I used all my actions.
Well, technically, you still have like 20 feet of movement.
I'm standing between it and the door.
Okay,
It's not. We're not trapped in here with it. It's trapped in here with us.
I know. Because we talk about optimization, you had the ability to run around in a circle around it for one turn, just to say that you used up all your movement as well.
Doesn't matter. I move. That's all that matters.
Okay, Rashi.
Mace to the face.
All right.
Um, First, actually, shield. Trying to bash him in the head.
Okay.
Bonk.
Bonk happens. Alright.
Now mace to the face. It doesn't do a lot of damage. Is someone else hurt? Does someone looks very hurt?
The gargoyle in the room with us.
Yeah,
Oh
the
man.
gargoyle could use some healing.
Gray
Should I
takes
heal
3
him?
points of damage.
I think using your turn to bonk some gargoyle might be a good action.
I will consider the mending spell a healing cantrip right now for the gargoyles, if anybody wants.
No.
Takes a minute.
Okay, that'll hit. Okay. Your hand begins to feel the pain about hitting rock, but you can see that you're definitely wearing the gargoyle down.
I'm a smith. I'm used to it.
Okay, Gray.
All right.
So that's 3 damage, right?
Mhm.
Since,
Yeah, it was half to 3, yes.
since the door is closed and Gray doesn't want to be rude by opening the door when, there's clearly a private conversation going on inside, Gray will help Rashi.
That hits.
Ooh.
And that's enough. You send with a slash. You send the gargoyle falling down towards the ground, 400 feet downwards. No, 500 feet downwards.
Gray politely knocks on the door and ends their turn.
All right. Roy.
If I open the door, is that
You
considered coming out of hiding for the purpose of sneak attack?
You weren't explicitly hiding to begin with.
Yeah, but it couldn't see me.
They didn't.
I'll say that if you open the door, it'll know you're there.
Yeah, but will I still be able to sneak attack?
Oh, definitely, because
It's still being grappled, I believe.
Oh no, Esther let go, but the thing will be Esther is within melee range. So if you open the door, you see Esther's back, because Esther is standing in front of the door.
Prevent the gargoyle from getting in.
Yes.
I open
so
the
you
door.
you have to attempt to shoot past Esther.
I open the door. I yell at Aster to duck.
Quack!
Okay, not now. I don't care if I hit Aster.
All right.
Roy, why?
All right. Roll to hit. That hits. Roll damage. You do have sneak attack.
So that would be 7.
Yep, 7.
And then I just close the door again.
So you close the door before you see what happens.
Okay.
Esther, you see an arrow go past your face. You feel an arrow go past your face. And the arrow embeds itself inside the gargoyle, as it has been softened out sufficiently for an arrow to stick inside it. Lestrana.
Estrana, why don't you help our friend remove the arrow from their face?
Can I back away enough to do ranged attack?
I'll say that there is like a 5-foot gap between you and the gargoyle.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot it again. I'm gonna fire my
All right.
laser. Boo!
No.
You miss. The bolt
Boo.
hits the ceiling above Esther. Esther, there's some dust falling on you right now.
Oh no, asbestos, my one week. Wait, no, I'm immune to the disease. Aster's just like, never mind.
Make a
I'll clean
make a
that
con
up.
save. Make a con save versus sneezing.
I almost died of asbestos.
Okay.
In real life?
No, just now in game.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay. The gargoyle is gonna. It's really hurt. Alright, I said that you slice off the wing, so I can't even run away. Alright then.
And if it moves, it takes 1 thunder damage.
Yep. It can't afford to take that 1 thunder damage. It's left at 1.
Oh, if it moves, it dies.
Well, it's just gonna bite. It's just gonna bite you, Esther.
From Hell's Heart.
Yep. So 19 hits should hit 8 piercing damage,
Oh, isn't that cute?
followed by a claw attack, which misses.
That misses.
Yep.
Then I will react.
The door is closed.
Yeah, you
You're
can't
not-
see me.
you-
Oh,
You're not
sorry,
in
I
5
thought you
feet.
said it bit Rashi, not Aster. My apologies.
No, it's attacking Esther. And you know
Nobody
what?
attacks Rashi.
And you know what? Just so that since your turn is coming up anyway, it will attempt to leave and gets hit by your booming blade and dies. So you do that 1 damage and it dies.
Gray would like to use a different reaction then instead.
Alright.
Gray gives Rashi a hug.
Okay.
To whomst?
Because
So-
no one will attack you, so Gray hugs you.
Oh.
Okay. So
I want to
combat
feel
is now
included.
effectively over.
Aster will make sure to crush the gargoyle's skull with her boot as she leaves the room.
But what if you see in the sky there are still gargoyles fighting?
So I'll just say Esther and Lestrana, you all step out of the house. Esther kicking the gargoyle's head on the way out.
Yeet.
Just for fun, could you give me an athletics check? Because I think this is a strength check. You might have stubbed your toe slightly.
Ow. Oh well.
Yep. The gargoyle is still hardier than you thought. You are kicking a piece. You're kicking a statue. Let's just put it that way. So you stub your toe slightly. And stepping out and looking towards the sky, you do see a group of flying humanoids begin to fly away from the monastery, followed by a smaller group flying towards you.
So
Do these look like Aarakocra flying towards us or more gargoyles?
Leading the front of this pack that's coming towards you, you do see Nafia, the Aarakocra that you
Hey!
saved.
What's up, buddy?
A wave!
Hello.
Can we have a less exciting music at the back?
I didn't
Thank
know
you.
we were going to a less stressful situation.
Okay, we are now in a considered a less stressful situation.
Your friend comes to you. Castlevania music kills in.
Okay. So Nafia flies down together with a few of his Aarakocra companions, and he appears relieved. He does look slightly beaten up, but is nevertheless happy to see the five of you. And he begins, "My
My friend.
friends, I'm glad to see that you arrived." And he glances at an open door with a gargoyle in front of it, and already helping out with the situation. I see.
You
Many
seem to have
thanks.
you seem to have a statue problem.
Ah, come, let me bring you to Ashara. I order. I can explain the situation to you.
Uh, before that, do you have any warriors that need healing help? I can help.
Uh, that would be great. That would be great. We do have a few injured from the fight.
Point me to them, please.
Okay. I'll say the Aarakocra they themselves do have their own healers, but I'll say you can expand 2 level 1 spell slots for cure wounds.
Yeah.
All right. And the healers as well as the Aarakocras you healed are very thankful towards you. But
Yeah, well,
that okay. So Nephia brings you to one of the larger, grander looking houses here. Which he'll tell you is their main building. It has the symbol of the Aarakocra here, which is this one here, this building. Uh, Hold on, where are? Am I missing one of you? One. Oh, Rashi is already there. Hold on, I'm dragging you into a house. Give me a sec.
I don't want to go in the house.
So he brings you in. Um, yep, it's on the left side of the map.
mm,
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
there's so much room for activities.
Yes, there is. So you do see an Aarakocra who's dressed in much uh, formal looking robes. And Nephia introduces them as Ashara, the elder. She
Hello.
begins, I have heard much about you from Nephia. We thank you very much for your assistance in the gargoyle attack, as well as saving our esteemed compatriot. Is there anything you'd like to say to Ashara or Nafir right now?
Uh,
Hello.
does she seem to have like some religious significance to them as an elder, or is it just like
Give me a religion check to see if you can identify the symbols on her body.
where? where- Nope.
Seems pretty important, I think. Probably.
Aster will just bow and be respectful.
And Nafir will just share that the gargoyles are a persistent pest within the airspace of Child. We have gotten into many skirmishes with them, whether it's here in our home or at their home.
Are they? Why? Why? Are Why?
The skies of Child have a few factions trying to protect their airspace. We are one of them, as well as the gargoyles and the Patera folk that you fought at Firefinger.
So, without being disrespectful, they're like a society. They're not like, I don't know, call them enchanted by someone.
They do have their own communities.
Okay, okay.
And Ashara begins. Well, it's nice to see outsiders who are helpful. We have a few other guests with us who are also helping with this particular attack and the past few over the last week or so. Now, I do have to ask, what are you doing here? Just to pay us a visit?
Astra would explain the entire quest to find whatever's causing the death curse and destroy it.
Hmm. And you see Ashara kind of ponder the situation. Do you have an idea of where this artifact of death you're seeking? Where it is?
No,
Or
that's why
anything.
we're seeking
Ah,
it.
Hmm.
He knows where it is.
Yes, and Snarky is trying to make use of this opportunity to give you the location. So please,
I'm
I
trying
would
to
say we don't have it. We came here because we're trying to find any clues or where it could be.
what do we know about the curse? It's necromantic in origin.
pretty much, this it's very easy to tell it's necromantic based on the stories as well as what Sildrine has given the information that she has given to you.
Um,
So it's
have
like heavily necromantic.
have there been any increases in undead? I know that undead are here normally, but have there been any resurgences or any cults or anything that have popped up recently
Hmm.
in the jungle?
We don't really deal with the undead since they cannot come up to the monastery, and our conflicts are largely with either the Patera folk or the gargoyles.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Hmm. I agree. Well, that being said, I am able to help you divine the location of the object, as well
Ooh,
as procure a method to perhaps alleviate the journey slightly. Would
that
that
will be
be?
so helpful.
And what can we do in return for these favors?
She she glances in the fear and looks at you. No, this is us repaying you a favor.
Rashi goes down to Gray. So there's this Beasley lesson that kindness pays off.
Yes. Also, this explains why Mom didn't want to stay here. Too many other things in the air. Need air traffic controllers or
Mm,
something.
something, I don't know, big like a some sort of tower.
People with
All right.
telepathy communicate with all the flying things.
Okay. So I'll just explain the things one by one. First of all, so the Aarakocra, we have the ability to gift other people our wings for a short period of time.
Whoa.
So I can give you. Sorry, let me change the wording. I can loan you my wings so long as you can get a specific ingredient for it. I'm just going to quickly teleport you all to the world map very quickly. Just so that it's a bit easier for me to explain stuff. Okay, so towards the west, a few days travel, sorry, towards the east. See, I already got my directions wrong. Towards the east, a few days travel from now, there is a ruins of an ancient city by the name of Nangalor.
To the east.
Yes, to the east. There is a very beautiful garden there. And within the garden, I need you to recover a certain flower for me. It's no,
Okay.
it's a black orchid. A black orchid. I will require that as a component for this ritual.
OCRID?
O okay, ORCHID. Orchid.
Orchid.
It's a orchid.
Yeah, I just figured I'd double check just because it sounded like you were trying to pronounce something you weren't comfortable with, so I was like, I'll check.
No, it's okay. If you want to know why, right? It's because I'm trying to pronounce it properly in English. My brain is trying to divert me into my own pronunciation for orchid, which has
Yeah,
a very
I
I
understand.
Asian tone downwards. So I'm trying to correct my throat. It's very tricky.
No, I
yeah, I
understand.
would tend to just say
Yeah.
We have a brand of things here that is DH as the first two letters in the name. Well,
Mm.
the name is Demorier, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that aren't English who pronounce it really differently. So it's
I
one
mean,
of
if I
those.
need to pronounce it how I do it normally, the orchard here is actually the national flower of my country.
Oh, but because of the
Yeah.
way you pronounce it, it actually sounds like you're saying orchid, as in
Yes.
an orchard, as a thing of plants. I get you.
Yeah. Exactly. So
I can
trying
totally
to.
see why that screwed with your head.
Yeah. Anyway, um,
I mean,
coming
I
back.
heard it as orchid.
Regardless, so my English aside, um, Ashara requires this black orchid as a material component for her ritual to give you her wings,
I
loan you
raise
her
my
wing.
hand.
Yes.
So, questions.
Carry on.
So we need, I guess, I- do you give it to one person or multiple? Like, of you need to give it to to one of us?
I can give it to one of you, but I am sure we have sufficient uh, friends within our community who are also willing to lend their wings to you.
Once the thing is finished, do we need to come back to give it back to you?
No. The wings would dematerialize on their own at daybreak.
Okay. So
It,
it is one day. Does the spell
it
work?
depends on the quality of the flower you bring back.
Okay.
Naturally, a pristine specimen will allow us to loan you our wings for a longer duration.
And is there special carrying bottles, or just keep it sanitary?
Just keep it sanitary. The flower itself is pretty hardy. It can survive a few days of travel. Do y'all have any other questions regarding this ritual?
Nope.
Which I guess she will explain that the ritual is known as the Dance of the Seven Winds.
Can I do a sense
Oh.
motive insight?
Sure, go ahead.
Are we drug dealers?
No,
Not even a chuckle.
Ashara and Nafia, they appear to be very earnest in their replies to you, to the party's questions. They don't seem to be hiding any particular motives right now.
I raise my hand.
Yes?
How are you feeling? How's your day?
Well, besides the gargoyle attack, it was fine. One of our guests did approach me with his issue, with a problem he was facing, and I did solve it for him. So
You
he and
have
his companion is probably leaving soon.
you
I
have a lot
guess
of
we'll miss them.
oh oh. We could trade stories with them before they leave.
You can consider that. Maybe he'll be happy to see. And she kind of chuckles a bit. Other non-feathered faces.
We could trade maps with them.
That's another good idea. Do you have any maps of the area?
We don't really rely on maps since we are able to circumvent most of the terrain here or on Child. We just need
In
to
the
know
background.
where are the nearest mountains and cliff faces where it's safe for us, and that's enough. That's enough.
We
Gray
will
In the
ask them.
background.
Gray starts to go into too much detail about how they could make a lot of money from the idiots in the city by selling maps because they would have the bird's eye view. Ba-dum-bum.
Esther feels
In the
like
background. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Esther feels like if we started talking about having maps, then instead of selling them, people would just kill us and take them, considering how rare they are.
In the background, Roy throws his hands up in frustration and storms off.
Very well. Since I do still have a bit of energy for the day, let me see if I can help you find your artifact. And
Appreciated, Sage.
Nafia beckons for you all to kind of step to the side as you notice that there is a carved symbol along the floor. Ashara does leave the room temporarily. She went into a side room and she comes out with a large silver bowl. As she places it in the center of the symbol, you do notice that the bowl itself is filled with water and there are various flowers and petals floating inside. And she kneels down and begins chanting for a better part of 5 minutes. And she begins. I can see a long cliff face that encircles a city. Appears familiar. There is a large black obelisk that marks the entrance. And suddenly, you hear her scream. And as she screams out, you see her eyes open and black tears begin pouring out from them.
Oh my god! I
Ooh.
go to and try to I don't know
Uh,
shake it out of it. Help any way I don't know how.
Give me an Arcana or Religion, up to you.
Hmm. Oh boy.
She appears
Okay.
to be in pain.
Uh,
A lot of pain.
apparently, I'm not any better.
I'm gonna do a cure wounds. I don't know if it's gonna help, but that's the instinct.
Okay.
If you want me to roll, it just happens.
I'll say you just do it. So you cast. No one can tell what's going on. You cast Cure Wounds on her, and she comes down, and while the black tears stop, you notice that her eyes have completely gone black, and she's currently just trying to grab onto you. But you can see that she's not focused at all right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And she comes down, and she begins to feel around, holds onto your face. Very evidently that she's currently blind. And she shouts out, Nafia, whatever they're looking for, it's at Omu. Tell them where it
It's
is.
what? It's what did it say?
It's at Omu. It's at Omu. Nafia, tell them where it is. And Nafia rushes over. He signals to a few other Arakocra priests who are in the area to help carry Ashara to a resting room.
Will you be okay?
Nafia will answer. Let's give her time to rest. She will let us know if she's feeling better eventually.
Did it happen before?
No. Usually when she uses her divine sight, this shouldn't have happened. She
Weird.
did it once for our. She has done it once for our other guests recently, and nothing like this has happened before. This is the first time I've seen it happen.
If we wait till tomorrow, I have a spell that could help if the blindness persists.
We'll see. We ourselves have our own healers as well. Maybe we can attempt something.
Okay.
Regardless, Ashara mentioned the city of Omo. It is an abandoned. It is a city that's deep within the jungles of Chout towards the south. Sorry, cardinal direction, southwest. Omu, OMU, Omu. In that direction, basically. It's fairly far on foot, probably 3 weeks of travel from here. The gargoyles, they themselves have a stronghold within Omu.
Alrighty then.
Hmm.
So,
Where do we go to get this flower?
There's another rune. Is a rune city a few days travel towards the east, known as Nangalor.
oh, good.
I think Gray takes out the party map and, hey DM, can we mark like a set number of tiles for the two destinations? Just
Uh,
like, color green the tiles that are the approximate area of the two targets, and then target like
okay.
red the other target.
All right. So I'll mark a Nangalor first in green.
Just generic color names. I didn't actually specifically mean one color or the other.
Okay.
This is essentially Gray putting a dot on the map in the two spaces.
All right. So strange. Why can't I select the color?
when you select.
Okay, so Nangalore is in this direction. Can y'all see the black circle?
Yes.
Okay, that's roughly. Nangalore is close enough such that they can roughly tell you where is it. Omu, they'll describe it to you as being set between two cliff sides. So you do know that it's between the Valley of Lost Honor and the Peaks of Flame.
Which are both already marked on our map, so
Yeah.
somewhere here.
So I'm just gonna draw a giant circle
Yeah.
and just say it's roughly there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Y'all can see the two circles, I assume.
Yes.
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 So I'll just leave it there.
Yes.
All right. So we can go back to Crucible.
What? No, I think I don't want to know.
What would you like to know?
Honestly, if that lady's gonna be okay.
They actually moved out to her own house, so she stays here. Okay. Nafia will let you know that that you are welcome to stay within Kursaba. He made arrangements for you to stay in one of the houses that has rooms for everyone. But he does let you know that there are other humans within Kursaba. There's the two guests. One of them a human, the other one, he thinks about it, looks more like Rashi.
Oh.
Yeah. Another Dragonborn, essentially. And there are two other humans who live here in Kursaba. Oh shit. Jesus. How am I supposed to even pronounce that? Okay, I'm just gonna paste the name inside the chat and you guys tell me how to pronounce it because I have no idea how to say this word.
David.
There's so many A's and X's.
Pretty sure that it's probably pronounced
Thank you.
Maxinare.
Could you say it
We'll
one more
call her
time?
Max.
Moxanare.
Maxinare.
Max Sanari, okay. And her brother Na. Her brother.
That's much easier. That's much easier.
Yeah.
Well, we can tell which one
Yeah.
was the favorite.
So
No,
should we
we ain't even
take
gonna
this?
give you a
And
name.
it's not Prince Nah, it's just Nah.
Yeah.
Ah,
The
Yeah,
Yeah.
parents
So
go. So should we take the same amount of effort to make that so complex name?
eh.
Nah.
yeah. Yeah. And that their dwelling is further is actually nearer to the monastery. So probably best to not disturb them.
I'm not here to save any princesses. I'm here to crush evil.
But they could have goods and services that we could trade off.
Capitalist.
Yeah. So your lodgings is probably slightly lower here. So I'm just gonna drag you back to the main monastery map. So just that you guys have a rough idea of where you are. Yeah. So Nafia brings you to one of the so-called guest houses. Given the time of the day, it's probably the sun is already beginning to set.
I think it would be rude to not present ourselves to the other adventurers today. Just go and say hi at least.
If nothing else, see if they have warnings.
I mean, does everyone kind of show up in one place and have dinner?
Nafia will let you know that they will um they will actually serve you dinner. They'll bring dinner to you because their general dining area isn't actually big enough to house everyone at the same time. So they'll bring dinner to you. But when Rashi expresses her interest in meeting the other adventurers, Nafio let you know that they are actually just staying like 2 buildings down. So you do roughly know where they are.
Mhm.
Is it the building that someone kicked the door off?
No, that's further down. They're actually staying slightly higher than you.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's your plan?
Polite to say hi, might have warning about how they got stabbed by bird people somewhere.
We could share maps.
Okay.
We could
So
level up.
Mm.
I was planning to let you all level up once you take a long rest. So you guys aren't taking a long rest yet. So probably soon-ish, I guess.
Depends on whether we sleep tonight or the building burns down.
Yeah. So you're planning to look for the group, this pair of humanoids,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
All right. So you guys have your dinner and make your way towards this other house. The pathways are lit with torches because Eric doesn't have dark vision either. And make your way to a house. You knock on the door. And you hear a male voice answer. Who is it? Nephew, is it you?
I look at Aster like, be the face, please.
I don't want to. You're the one who wanted to meet the adventurers and the princess.
Hi, I'm Gray.
Hi, we're other adventurers.
Thank you.
Lestrana is the face.
Gray's the face.
Lestrana has bad charisma, so
And
bluntness.
Roy puts
the
Be
door
on a
opens.
Roy,
be same, but I'm role playing that as shyness.
Roy puts on a big very fake smile and steps forward. He's got 17 charisma.
Alright, so
Gray
the door
blindly wanders
opens.
in front of Roy and holds out
Roy,
his
you're in
hand.
front.
Hi.
Yeah.
You see the door opens and you see a slightly short, but very stocky dragonborn open the door, green skilled, and while he's not wearing armor per se, but you can tell with your interactions between Esther and Rashid that they are wearing the leather padding that's usually accompanying heavy armor. And
They're
Mm.
he
wearing
looks at you.
pajamas.
He looks at you, looks
Oh.
at the look outside, and kind of just tilts his head towards the inside of the room, kind of indicating for you to come in. And
we
he
step
steps
in.
aside.
We
Yeah.
step in.
All right.
Mm.
As you walk
Mm.
in, you see a human man, probably in his 40s. Well kept beard, but beginning to show signs of gray. Sharp eyes, very shapely nose. And next to him is a much younger looking lady, um, dressed in robes almost similar to Ashara. Black hair, kind of hot, yeah, young. And you see the man turn towards her. Princess, it appears that I have guests, so maybe it's time for you to make your leave. And
Oh
she
Actually,
no,
we're actually
I don't
we're
eyeballs.
want to be
just here to
rude.
say hi.
Could you, Roy and Rashi, give me an insight check since you're the two probably in front right now.
Ooh, insight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. Rashi, and Roy, you can tell very easily that this man is using you as an excuse to get her out of the room.
Ah,
Hmm.
And
I
she
continue mumbling something, but not very
turns
convincing.
around, so glances at everyone, glances back at the man, and all right then, I shall make my leave. And she bows to him, and she walks past your group and begins making her way, um, probably towards the direction of the monastery.
Um,
Do I
Oh,
feel like she's angry or something?
with her 17 and 19 your insights, you can tell that she not angry. She is irritated.
Okay.
Yeah, like she lost kind of like she lost an opportunity.
Oh, we made her mad.
We're not worth her being mad at.
And you see this human man. He kind of just slumps in a chair. Ah, thought you'll never leave. To who do I owe this honor to?
I'm Roy, and I'm Roy. These are we were sent, and then I kind of just recap the entire story for all the people who are watching for the first time.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
All right.
And that's how
Then,
we ended up here.
well, I guess it would be rude not to. My name is Arthur
Oh geez,
Simba,
I told him
and this is my companion Dragonbait.
I told him all of that before getting his name.
And will say he's slotted in somewhere.
Do our characters know who he is?
Uh, hold on, let me think. Everyone can make a history check. Gray gets advantage.
You say Roy?
No, Gray. Gray gets advantage on the history check.
sorry,
Not insight.
that's a history, not an insight, but it's the same number.
Oh, your insight and history are both +5s.
Yes,
Okay, can.
being the child
No
of a
problem.
dragon has advantages.
No, this is not being a child of dragon. This is because you're Harper.
I know, but
I'm a harper.
I meant the skills was why
Yeah,
advantages.
yeah, I get what you mean. Roy, your Harper doesn't count. Okay, so one by one. So, Esther, you have heard about a pretty well-known Harper by the name of Arthur Simba. His exploits are pretty well heard of to you. Uh, generally described as a good person, who will go out of his way to help others. For Gray, you know the name Arthur Simba very well. He's probably like 3 ranks above you. He's nearing the top of the line. And okay, with a 24, you will know that Arthur actually has been missing for a while. And while there are other Harpers looking for him, he has you know his capabilities that if he does not want to be found, he will not be found.
Um,
But you are
Graham.
talking to somebody who is okay. Remember back before the campaign started, you had a supervisor.
Yep, this is my
Arthur
supervisor's
Simba,
supervisor's supervisor.
yes, he is higher ranking than your supervisor who sent you on this mission.
Gray makes subtle hand gesture to say, "Hi, boss. I'm totally not going to get in trouble with this, right? Good."
He looks at you. No, I'm not here on official business. You don't have anything to worry about. I'm just here to. I have some personal matters that I need to resolve here.
I am here on official business. There are bad things going on, but you probably know that. Hi.
Hi. For the record, you did not see me.
Well, too many lights on, so I can't.
Good. So, how may I help your fine party of adventurers who just happen to be here?
Uh, I don't know if anyone else has other things, but Gray immediately starts talking about the map.
Go ahead. Can I say before that? I make the joke that Rashi says, "Do you exchange goods and services?"
He chuckles a bit. No, I'm not. I'm not a merchant.
You're a merchant in this town?
Yes, there is a small. Well, it's less of a merchant, should we say? What would the word here? It's more of a stockyard. The Aarakocra here don't really have much of a trade that with other communities beyond the Aarakocra. So whatever they find within the jungles or child, they tend to just store it within the stockyard, and if there's something you need, you can just approach the stockyard manager and
We could
see
check
if
that
you
out later.
and see if they have anything that they can share with you.
That sounds
Though
interesting, actually.
usually it's a give and take, so if you want to take something, you generally have to give something. Okay, sorry. Snarky was trying to remember the word. The word I was thinking of was barter. They work by barter trading here.
Ah, shit.
Okay.
Um, After that, Aster would explain everything about finding the death curse source in Omu now that we know where it is. And that it's so evil that when the lady tried to scry for it, her eyes started pouring black tears. So it's super fucking evil.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think even the
Interesting.
Gauntlet wouldn't like this thing.
Okay, so hold on. There's a few things I need to resolve because I know what Kiwi is trying to do. Let's be honest. But first of
I
all,
know Huey knows who this guy is.
yes, I know. I think most of us should know who this guy is because he's actually pretty famous in D&D.
He's like in every 5e book.
I don't know him.
You
I
should.
have no
Who you know?
clue.
He was in well, we didn't find him, but he was mentioned in Storm King's Thunder.
He's the reason why the Giants were so upset.
Yeah, they were looking for him.
What's his name again?
Arthur Simba,
Didn't we meet his son or something?
somebody who claims to be his son.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it's the guy that has the winter ring.
Yeah,
You do not know
so
that right now.
in
Oh
in
my
in
god!
character we don't know that.
Yeah, but this
But
guy is like loaded with magic items because he's that famous.
and because the
who's
ring makes him immortal, so he has plenty of time to get them.
Yeah. Anyway, but
Oh,
all this is information that we know as players, as characters. You guys do not know any of this.
nope.
He's just cool dude TM.
Cool
Yes.
dude. Very
uh,
cool. So
Okay.
chill.
Okay. Now, so one thing at a time. Great. You're showing him the map, correct?
Correct.
And you're asking, what are you asking anything about it, or just showing it to him?
I'm hoping he can help us fill in some of the worst gaps.
At least, the spaces between where we are and where we want to go.
Yeah, specifically
Okay.
where he's been personally, not, oh, well, I've heard about, but things that he can personally confirm.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just move everyone to the world map so it'll be easier. Well,
And I'm not asking you to erase half the map, I'm just saying things that
no,
you
no.
feel comfortable with his character
Yeah.
saying, this is stuff I know for sure.
I'm asking for the racing half them up.
I mean, it
I
would make loading faster, but
I think Aster would just ask like if he knows areas where there are significant undead forces, so that we can like go around them.
Well,
I
if you
just
stick to this half of the chart, the eastern half of chart, you should be able to avoid most of the undead, as the undead they tend to be in the central and western areas.
and then he notices the giant circle drawn on our map.
Well, I can tell you that the journey towards Nangalore from here is actually fairly safe. But I don't really pay attention to my surroundings as when I spend time here on Child. So while I can tell you that there are probably a bunch of rivers and mountains and jungles that you have to cross in order to reach to reach Omu. I don't think there's much I can do to help you in that direction.
I'm sorry, you just said that you don't pay attention to your surroundings in Cholt? Don't you think
Yes,
is like a little reckless?
I mean,
I
he
have a
survived.
very reliable friend by me,
Mm.
and he gestures towards Dragon Bait.
Maybe he can fill us in the bum then.
You can try, but my friend here tends to be a bit quiet. And he kind of glances over to Dragon Bait, and Dragon Bait just stares him down. Okay, so maybe my friend didn't like that particular comment, but unfortunately, my friend is mute.
What race is Dragonbait?
He is a green Dragonborn.
I just realized there is something called Cobalt Mountain. We have to go there.
Mom named it after me.
Or we saved the world from the death curse.
Gray is completely lying.
Yeah, I know. Everyone knows.
So you're trying. So, Esther, you're trying. I assume you're trying to get him to help.
Yeah.
Could you make me a persuasion roll at disadvantage?
Wow.
Because he has other personal things to do here.
Wow.
Okay, you know what? Let me change that a bit. I have other business that I need to attend to on Child. Ashara has pointed me in a much different direction from Omu right now.
Mm.
Depending on how things go, maybe I can attempt to join you, but it's uncertain. I said Omu, OMU.
The
Still
city,
works.
the city that there's definitely not a tomb filled with annihilation.
No, but you can see that he's very. You can tell that he is definitely more interested in pursuing his own personal quest right now.
Can we help?
He looks at you. No, it will be faster if it's just me and Dragonbait. Plus a guide that we arranged to meet us here.
Okay.
It's not one of the ones that stabs you in the back, is it? Because we've heard that that's a bad idea.
No. We have on good authority that this is one of the most trustworthy guides within Chult.
Are you traveling with that princess?
Hell no.
Is the princess trying to ask you for something?
Maybe we're
Make a
prying too
make a
much.
persuasion check for that question, Roy. The princess is delusioned by dreams of becoming and retaking and becoming the queen of Omu. And she's trying to find, much like in fairy tales, a champion for her cause.
Mm.
And I am very not interested in that.
Ah,
But she knows then about ooh. That could be helpful for us.
Gray inflates by 20%.
Aster turns to Rashi. Do you want to be her champion?
I mean,
I
not
don't.
not particularly, but I wouldn't mind helping.
Gray is doing the little man person thing of standing as tall as possible and puffing out their chest.
I think little guy wants to.
I
Why?
mean, I think as a fellow Harper, Arthurs will turn to Gray and just say, "No." I think no, he'll just lean down towards you and whisper in your ear, "No, she's also looking for a husband, and I don't think you're her type."
Gray no reproduce, so yeah, probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
Master turns to Roy. Roy's our boy.
Oh,
Though these are undercurrent topics, let's change the subject.
You can tell that Arthur is feeling, after that particular situation with Princess, as you're chatting, he begins to become a bit more relaxed. So, but that being said, it's beginning to get late. Arthur will just let you know that he's planning to leave in the morning, and he himself is actually heading towards the west.
Well, maybe we shall cross paths again.
Have a
Hopefully
safe
we do.
travel and be careful. Do you have ointment for the bugs? Do you have enough food? And I start pampering him like they're kids going to school, and you need to have all the things.
He, our guide very our guide has let us know that she will be able to provide us with the required supplies to travel.
Out of character for 100% to be definitive here. Out of character. Oh, so he stole the best guide.
No, you guys had the
what a
opportunity
dick.
to use the best guide. There were basically 3 guys ranked 1, 2, and 3 who are the best ones, and they were all on the list. You guys didn't choose the best guy. You chose the best one. You chose ranking number 2.
I choose to believe that he was a dick and took the best guide.
I mean,
No, he did not.
I like
You guys had
Azarka.
the opportunity,
I like the idea of a
but
guide that generates a field of anti-insects, though.
Wait, how? What's your guide's name?
we have yet to met her, so I'm not entirely sure. No, wait, sorry. The guy was introduced to them by Ashara, so he will have the name. Yeah, sorry. Our guy is Aku.
Huh.
Like
EKU Aku.
Uh,
the ancient Lord of Darkness that sent a samurai into the future to prevent him from killing him.
I do not get that reference.
It's the other one that
Samurai
I like.
Jack. It's a cartoon.
Okay. Ashara vouches for her capabilities, and I choose to trust Ashara.
Echo seemed like had good missions, so understand why you work with.
Well, supposedly, according to Ashara, Aku has been here when Ashara herself was a child. Sorry. I think no. For Erikoka, it was a fledgling. Yeah, when Ashara herself was a fledgling, and Echo already was a guide.
Oh, Secret Immortal Guide.
Well, me and my companion will be taking our rest, and maybe we'll see each other again.
okay,
And
Yes.
thank you for your time. You've been very lovely.
he
Bye.
kind of walks over, opens the door for everyone.
It was nice meeting you.
We never met you.
You
Oh
did not.
yeah. To be honest, I forgot the name already.
Actually, I'll say that because this was a friendly enough conversation, and there is a young Harper in the party. He will give you just a word of warning. There are multiple groups of people looking for me on Chout. And people here is a very broad term. There, and he kind of sighs a bit. There are two groups of people looking for me. The Red Wizards of Tay, as well as some of the other Harpers. I suggest you just say that you never met me, even to the other Harpers. There are also giants who might be after me, and I
What kind
suggest
of
you stay
giants?
far, far away.
What kind of giants?
Frost giants.
Astra
What
feels a
are
sharp pain in their chest as the mention of frost giants occurs.
what are frost giants?
I would say it's best you never found out.
Okay.
Um, okay, in character, I don't know how to phrase this properly, so I'm going to say it out of character.
Mhm.
Gray asks if we should try to give bad or really outdated advice of, oh yeah, we were in this town and people said they saw him going in this direction.
No, do not. Do not. That's not worth the risk. I am not worth that risk.
You're not worth
Gray.
giving people bad directions. That's why Gray was trying to decide
Mm.
how to phrase. It's why I asked it out of character.
And he just
Gray.
looks at you.
You don't
You
like
have
people.
never seen me.
Yep.
Does he do the hand wavy thing and
I
like he's
wish.
trying to do?
I wish
Oh,
he had the ability to.
Yeah. No, I entirely only asked the question I asked because there is the whole. We were in City X and there were whispers about somebody that looked like him that passed through there was
And
what
then
I
they
was going to suggest, but
and then they kidnap us and make us take us there. And then when they find out that we were lying, they murder us horribly. The end.
no, he was
Yeah.
here.
Or instantly they. Mm,
It wouldn't be a
no, I don't know.
lie. Anyways,
All right. So you head back to your adobe, and you all do have a long rest. So please level up.
Sansa.
yay.
Mm-hmm.
She has a dream
I'm just gonna step away from my computer for a while.
in which she's visited by a genie. Yee, max health.
I'm not so lucky.
6 isn't bad. Oh wait, you rolled a 2.
I rolled a 2 out of 8.
Well, you're not tanking.
Ah.
I
I
rolled
know.
medium and badly.
The good news is I now basically have a bag of holding.
I think I'm gonna take a
Oh my,
second level and fight her.
my god, he's very needy right now. Needy cat.
As in, she's shredding your leg.
Yeah.
I've had them visiting and screaming at me on and off.
I say mount to you, sir.
Mom.
Say mount.
Wow. I also have some actual spells now.
BB likes to play fetch with me, so she'll half the time bring me the mouse toy, and half the time just stand there and look at the mouse toy that's 7 feet away from me, and then look at me and be like, "Well, are you gonna throw it?"
You're getting new spells at level 4?
Yeah, I took a level in Warlock.
Uh, Kiwi, are you taking the same? Are you using the same the Warlock page, the type of patron that you told me previously, or are you changing it?
Yeah, it's still a genie.
Okay. Uh, it probably will occur soon, but I'll probably have to share something with you in the future, sometime down the road.
Okay.
Yep.
I get the action surge now.
I have significantly more carrying capacity.
I think this will be a useful spell to have. So I'm going to prepare alarm now.
That could be useful.
Mm-hmm. Set that up at night.
Feet or
Mm.
spells?
Yeah, I have to make that same choice.
No feat for Master. Just Eldritch Blast.
Oh, I just had a really good stretch. You know that stretch where you feel your entire body loosen at the same time?
Uh, right. Just to be clear, that D10 is your hit points, right?
Yes,
You do just a friendly reminder to add your con modifier as well.
I did.
All right.
Oh, took level of fighter?
Yes. For the action surge.
Yep. So Roy is currently a level 2 rogue, level 2 fighter.
I now have Eldritch Blast,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm
Oh,
not completely useless when things are in the air.
I'm gonna take Heavy Armor Master.
Oh. Oh. Huh. Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to make a
This.
strength attack. I'm going to make an attack versus the wall to bust through the wall and just go, oh yeah.
Best feature I get.
So Roy just turns over and looks at Aster and then just leans over to Lestrana. Has Aster always been part genie?
So you can
Um.
just nope away.
My favorite thing is if we have to get down a cliff, I can go in the ring, have Lestrana throw the ring off the cliff. When the ring breaks at the bottom, I just harmlessly come out, and then I use a 1 hour ritual to make a new ring.
Hmm. Telekinetic could be nice.
Also, because it's a ring, I can have it on my hand while I'm holding something else because it counts as my spell casting focus.
You're not having a bottle.
No, it's a
Oh,
ring.
okay. I misread that spell. I always thought it was a Luma's tiny hub, but it's not.
No,
It's
at
a
a high,
dimensional space.
yeah, so I can keep things in there. So it's like not as big as a bag of holding, but I can still put stuff in there.
I-
What is your vessel?
It's a ring.
A ring.
Ring makes the most
Oh,
sense
Ah,
because I can wear it on my finger and use it as my spellcasting focus
So
without.
so your inside the vessel is basically is a round room.
Mhm.
Okay.
can you pull people into your vessel or
Not,
no? That's
not, not,
strictly you.
not until I get to level 6 warlock.
Uh,
Technically, you could always fit someone inside, but they may not survive that particular experience.
I mean, I can carry objects inside,
Yeah, a body is an object.
but yes, I will.
okay.
I mean, the same question is, can I put someone inside a bag of holding? Yes, but for like 5 seconds before the guy just suffocates and dies.
I mean, while I'm in there, I can stay in there
Yeah, you can, but
for four. I can stay in there for 4 hours.
No, so the answer to the question is yes. But them surviving is a whole separate question.
But
Mhm.
the better thing is I can keep stuff that I don't use very often in there.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because you can open it as an action, so it's a bit like accessing a bag of holding.
Yeah.
Mm.
Plus, I guess it gives you an opportunity to hide inside for temporarily.
Mm-hmm. Like I always said, I could also like if we needed to get down a really tall cliff and didn't have any feather fall, I can
Hmm.
go in. I can go inside, have Lestrana throw the ring off the cliff. When the ring breaks at the bottom, I'm just harmlessly put in a square near where it broke, so I don't take any fall damage. And then I just make a new ring with a 1 hour
Yep.
ritual.
Because ultimately you're in a separate dimension, so that is a bit like some of the other dimension
Mhm.
space spells. So I just had a strange, for some reason, I just had the image of the Lord of the Rings scene where the ring was being thrown into a volcano.
No,
I'm not sure why.
please don't throw the ring in a volcano.
I'm
So
not sure why. It's just because you, Kiwi, you know the map of Omu, don't you?
Oh, yeah,
Do
there's a
you
big
remember what's in that particular corner on the bottom right hand side?
yeah,
A
big
giant.
giant pool of lava.
so
We
Ugh,
are here to destroy
another
the one ring that Esther is holding.
no.
another thing we can do with Aster's ring is that if there's a long thing that you need to get across, like last time, I can just
Oh
tie the
yeah,
ring to an arrow.
or better yet, I can go inside the ring. Someone holding the ring can go across, and then I can pop out.
hmm
Hmm.
We can also use it
I
to.
like the idea of using tying a ring to an arrow and then just shooting Esther like 600 feet away.
I don't like that idea at all.
I get a new
It's like a
cantrip.
teleport.
You get a new cantrip. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I got 2
Yeah,
cantrips. I have Mage Hand now,
yeah.
and I have
Level
Eldritch
4 is pretty
Blast.
big.
I got 0 cantrips. I'm a little insulted.
And then the actual Warlock spells I took, I decided to continue with the theme that my Paladin levels.
Bagru, from what we've seen from Roy's role, he's sure cantrip.
Wow.
Okay, next time that you're a player character, I'm going to make 15 attacks against you.
I
Drew
mean,
will remember this.
you could attempt to attack Snarky, but remember, Snarky's the DM. Kiwi, I sent message.
Yeah,
No,
I took Hex and Cause Fear as
I
my
could
Warlock
I could
spells.
attack Snarky, but I don't want to pay for a flight right now.
I'm gonna
I
take
don't
Word
want
of Radiance.
Mhm.
I don't want to pay for like what's the distance here? It's like a 2 hour flight, right?
Pretty much. I think it's not
Hmm.
even a flight is one thing you could. I think there are like ferries between my side and your side. I think.
I don't think so. I think Singapore's too far
Oh
for a
no no no!
ferry.
Oh sorry, I was thinking of Indonesia.
Mm.
Yeah, because
Silver,
it was always in the general direction. That I forgot where Batam was.
Silver. My answer is the first one for fun, the third one for having double advantage.
Okay, so are we done for the day? Because I think it's 10:30 here, so that it must be like ass o'clock for Coasta.
In fact, it's ass o'clock.
I think that leveling up is a good place to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I was just planning to just push in the morning. Not that you're. It's basically just having Arthur's leave.
Mhm.
And if you guys want to do any, if you all want to visit the stockyard, then you will start the you kind of end the session with you guys at the bottom of the mountain meeting Azaka. So no
I need to
more
restock
crawling, but if you
arrows.
guys need to get some stuff,
Uh,
it'll be good. It'll be good to do it here, and then we'll end the session.
Okay.
the meta gamer in Kiwi who has been to Curse the Ball before wants to get something, but Aster wouldn't know to get it, so nope.
How what would I have to exchange to get like 40 arrows?
Okay, so step by step. You'll wake up in the morning, having freshly leveled up with and gaining a bunch of new abilities.
Aster had some dream
Uh,
about a genie.
and the genie is screaming for help, and the you hear a knocking on your door very early, and answering it, you do see Arthurs and Dragonbait there. They're just here to say goodbye, and they wanted to leave
Bye.
before the princess could catch them.
Have a
Same
safe
here.
trip.
Yep,
We'll
and you
tell her
see
you want.
him
We'll tell her we didn't see you.
perfect, and he just holds on to Dragonbait, and they just walk off the ledge.
Cheater.
Do I look over and see if they're using slow fall.
Oh, they are not. But you look over, and you just see a opening in space. You can give if you roll. You roll me Arcana, since you're the one who walked over and took a look. He cast Dimension Door on the way down.
Oh, cool.
He could
Yep.
just have walked it, but he has to show off.
Yes.
When several hundred years old you are.
And the thing is, Lestrange's just going, oh, that's cool. Someday I want to learn how to do that.
Mhm. All right. So Arthas is meeting up with his guide, who's happily chatting with Azaka at the bottom of the cliff. So Roy, you generally ask for directions and go to the stockyard.
Mhm.
And you ask the manager there regarding arrows. And he points you towards a rack where you see stacks of quivers with arrows in them, and he just lets you, and the manager just lets you know, just take what you want. For the arrows, we don't use them.
I take as many arrows as I can get.
And how much is that?
60 arrows.
Sure.
I should be set for a long time.
You could always learn how to make arrows.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would never make a bow wielding character who didn't have woodcarver's tools.
Listen, I am not a smart person.
Yes, you are. You have a PhD.
Hey,
That doesn't mean
listen.
I'm smart.
All right
I
then.
mean,
So
technically, I could make woodcarver's tools.
I'm doubting that they have any magic items for trade.
no, the stockyard actually doesn't have any items that are magical.
Okay.
It's just your everyday goods or
Oh,
I think Aster actually 1 second would pick up one thing just to round out their arsenal. 1 second.
do they have any pythons?
interestingly, no. Turns out you don't care for pythons when you can fly.
Yeah.
Do they use currency? No, they don't have any currency, right?
No, they don't use currency here. But if you want to, they are always you can ask. They'll let you know that they are willing to accept. If you want, they are always interested in gemstones because it's just easier to use. And sometimes gemstones are used as part of spellcasting.
No, I want them. I want to give them the amount of copper that we have.
I mean, if you just look around, you can see there's just a pile of copper and silver lying in a corner that they don't care for.
Do they have any lances?
Interestingly, no. Lances aren't really part of the. Is sorry. I'm just gonna put it this way. As a DM, it's hard to imagine any of the various cultures and communities within Child that use lances.
Um, do
Makes
they?
sense to throw something from the air.
I'm not looking
No,
for a
those are
spear.
javelins.
Yeah, I'm not looking for a javelin.
Uh,
Yeah,
Do they have any piercing weapons?
you can probably find a spear.
It's only a D6.
Yeah, it's probably the thing. Will be is more. It's easier to find simple weapons than a martial weapon.
Hmm.
Because as you look around, even the Aarakocra themselves, they don't really use martial weapons.
Any chance Gray can find a great club?
Give me a
I don't
d20.
think I don't think they're much for party here.
Give me a d20. No, too heavy to fly up.
My brain is shutting down.
Mm.
Well, I'll say if there's anything else you'll think of that you'll want for stockyard, just let me know. I will see if there's something that's feasible for it to be within Kosovo. But I'll say you probably spend the greater part of the morning exploring the stockyard, and if there's anything else you all want to take a look, you all can just let me know. But for purposes of the session, as you all begin to descend down the mountain to meet up with Azaka, a bunch of Aarakocras will offer to help you to go down.
No, wait. Before that, I wanted to talk with the princess and stuff.
Okay. So you're going to find the princess.
Yeah,
All right.
I. Mm, okay. Yeah, because I think she could have, I don't know, some info to help, some like deal we have to have with her or something.
Okay.
Mm,
So you make your way uh past the monastery towards one of the grander looking houses. You do see as you approach, you do see a small childlike figure, dressed in a cloak of black feathers. And he looks up to you. Oh, you must be one of the new adventurers who arrived here. What's your
Hello.
name? My name is Na.
Ah, you're not. Nice to meet you. I'm Rashi. Rashinida Feranafareth.
I'm just Na.
Hmm. Nice to meet you now.
What are you doing
Uh,
here?
I explained the whole we're traveling quest, much questing.
And you mentioned that you want to talk to the princess.
We want to talk to the princess. Yes.
And do you tell him the type of information you want from her?
No.
Hmm. Well, my sister is kind of busy.
Mm,
Uh, she has been doing a couple of things behind Ashara's back.
is that good? Doesn't sound good.
No, she's gonna get herself into trouble one day. But if you want to talk to her, I guess there's no harm in that. And he guides you towards the door, opens it, and just shouts out, uh, "Sister, there's somebody here who wishes to speak to you." And you see coming. They are in a room that has 2 floors. There's a ledge on the second floor,
Mm-hmm.
and you see the princess kind of lean over and hear a voice in your head. Ah, do I recognize you? You were one of the ones who disturbed my visit to Mr. Arthur's. All
I,
this is
s-
inside your head right now. You do
I
not hear her voice.
say, uh, yes. Sorry about that.
With your perception roll, I would say that you do notice that there's a bunch of uh, cleaning materials that's just floating around the room, cleaning the
Cle-
room on its own.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And the voice continues in your head. So what do you want?
Uh, I just, I, 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 I just wanted to talk because we heard that you were the princess from Oh,
Yes, I am. I am the rightful heir to the city of Homu.
who is the unrightful current? I don't know, heir of Omu.
And as you ask that question, you do sense that a bit of hesitation in her face. Whoever it is, I do not care. What matters is that they need to leave.
I think we could help each other. We want to go there. because something else that we need to do. Maybe if we talk, we can see a way that we both help each other.
And at this point, you feel a slight tugging behind you, and you do see Na kind of just pulling on your sleeve
Yes.
and slowly shaking his head. But the princess goes, I do not understand why we would be helping each other, since you will be liberating my city.
I will.
Then do so. And the tugging on your sleeves gets harder.
Now, could you help me out? I don't understand what's going on.
He's you get a sense that he wants to speak with you privately outside.
I'll be right back. I go with now outside. And to be honest, I want to point out that I didn't want to come alone. I'm suddenly alone in this.
Aster would be
I
like,
thought you were
"Fine."
alone.
Gray's there with you. Gray's just quiet and small.
I don't know if Aster can hear the telepathy, but Aster would be there, being like,
Okay,
"Oscar."
so I was unclear on the situation because I thought Rashi went alone. But if everyone was there, yes, everyone heard the telepathy in your head. Okay, so uh
Uh, tip, 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 tip. Go outside. Close door.
okay,
So what's going on?
so now I mean since he's already holding on to Rashi, now kind of leads you to a corner that's behind the house where it's pretty well kept. There's a bit of a it's kind of like within leads you into something that's a bit like a cave, but there's candlelight and it's fairly well clean.
Oh my
Um,
god. She's making her sister live in the corner outside?
no, so uh, her brother now is her brother, and he's not living outside, but walking into this small little outcropping is neat. But there's no like bed or anything, but there is a small desk, and immediately, Lestrana, your attention is caught onto all the scattered objects on his desk as you see
Ooh.
various various books on different plants and insects, but there's also strangely a model plane made out of wood.
I will immediately start examining it.
Mm,
Okay. Um, in your experiences as an artificer back in the guild, majority of the other artificers they make planes that they can't make planes that fly when you launch them by throwing. Na has figured out how to make a helicopter. He
Oh,
has
this
figured
is
out a
fun.
wind up. He has figured out how to make a wind up helicopter on his own. But that aside, now we'll speaking with y'all. It is useless to talk to my sister. She just dreams of being a queen, but she has no damn it, Gray, and she has no idea how to even be a queen.
Why she came to be like that?
And he lowers his voice. It's a bit of Ashara's fault. Ashara has been sh- doting on my sister ever since my sister arrived here.
Doting?
Yes. Pampering, I guess, would be another word for it.
Okay.
Yeah. I spoke with Arthas. He explained things to me. Arthas kind of feels that Ashara believes that if my sister becomes the queen of Omu, that the Aarakocra will have a bigger stronghold within Chult.
Oh, okay.
Your sister is nuts.
So,
That's
do
kind
you
of rude, but you're not wrong.
is this just an invention out of convenience, or is there right to that claim in the background?
I heard that my great grandmother was indeed royalty from Omu. So we no, not we. mm, she has the right to the claim. I don't really care. I'd rather just stay here.
So I assume in Umu, uh, they're humans.
From what I hear from Nafia, that there is a what's the word here? There are occupants within Omu right now, and they are not friendly. They have been known to capture and take in slaves
Oh no!
for purposes unknown.
Aster
I
added
believe
another item to
that
her list.
Nafia referred to them as the Yuan-Ti.
You want tea?
Yuan-Ti.
Oh,
The snake people?
There's a snake
Yes.
people.
Yes.
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 Did you not read your primer on Chult?
I I read a lot of things of Joel. I forgot some.
But now it just continues that I would recommend that you don't get involved in whatever dream, delusion, game
I
my
put my
sister
ha-
is playing.
I put my hand on his hand. His or her?
Her. Now as a younger brother who's 6.
Oh my god!
He's
And,
6 years old.
and invented the helicopter.
I put my hand on his hand. Do you need any help?
He ponders about it. If you find any books that are interesting, could you bring them to me?
Sure.
I like to read.
No, I don't have any books, but oh,
Gray gets his mailing address so that way his mother can drop off some stories.
Oh, yes. One spelling address in the middle of Chult.
Yep.
It's like top residential house, Ke Seba, Child. Signed to Na.
I mean, when it comes to Dragon Mail, anything's possible.
There is one other item Aster wanted to ask about that I doubt they have, but can't hurt to ask.
Okay.
Do they have any splint armor?
No.
No heavy
no.
armor at all, I'm assuming, right?
No
It's
child.
worth a shot.
They'll learn.
You're more likely to find if it was heavy or spin armor, you probably have to find a venturer who's wearing it and kill them for it.
Could have asked
Oh, that
Arthas
being
if
said,
they had
since y'all did meet Arthurs in the morning, Dragon Bait was wearing plate.
oh, jelly.
Yeah.
You
Breakaway
know where,
plate?
do you know where I
No.
could get some of that?
Cobalt sized breakaway plate?
No. Okay, so I'll say that probably this particular discussion now is done. And you'll probably I'll say that the Aarakocra kind of fly you down to the base of the mountain.
We
Kind of like the
Jinx.
scene where the gargoyles grab your player character in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. And they land you down in the small, kind of like it's like the common area of where people tend to camp out when they are at the base of Kursava, and
Mhm.
where Azaka is still waiting for you. Yeah, so I'll say that. Yep.
Once the Arakokra are gone,
Mm-hmm.
I say something like, "So I thought Asaka was kind of very nice person. Seems that was wrong."
Are you saying this in earshot of Azaka?
No,
Wait,
it's
Azaka's
Asaka. I'm confusing names. They are Arakokra.
Oh,
Shara?
Nafia or Ashara?
Ashara.
Oh, Ashara.
I think she was nice in her own way.
Yeah, but the little kid that that's not nice.
I mean, of all the places in Jolt to live, I feel like this is one of the safest.
True.
Like, that kid wouldn't last 5 minutes out here.
No, still,
It's
it's not a healthy.
well,
I don't know.
when we're done, if you want to take him to Waterdeep, we can take him back with us. I'm sure he would love to go.
Oh, that would be lovely.
But for now, we have another problem to deal with.
Okay. Onwards.
All right. So this is where we'll end the session. The next time we play, which is because next week is Christmas and the New Year, so I think we are taking a short break, aren't we?
I have
Yes.
nothing going on New Year's, but I assume others probably do.
Oh wait, what's on New Year's? New Year's is
It's New Year's.
I wait for it become midnight and say Happy New Year.
I work and I
26 and
work, but other than that, nothing important.
Because I
January 2.
recall from the previous discussion that we are minimally at least passing for next week for Christmas.
Yes, I have
Mm-hmm.
plans.
As
On
for
the
the New
2nd,
Year's,
I've got
mhm,
nothing planned.
same.
I have absolutely nothing planned for Christmas
So
for New Year.
so let's say we'll skip next week, and as for the week after, which is January the 1st or 2nd, depending on who it is, we'll just keep it open.
We will
Okay.
see.
Mhm.
It will keep it as we will see.
TBD.
Okay,
All
Mhm.
right.
Bye.
Silver, I just saw your message. The first one is from Tasha's, right?
Mm-hmm.